Welcome back to Coded and Loaded. It's June 16th. It's 2 o'clock. It's episode 20. And no, you're not at a gender reveal. This is actually our 20th episode of Coded and Loaded. I'm joined by my wonderful co-host. Two of them. Look who's back. I've got Rebecca Gonzalez. Rebecca, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I can't believe I'm here.
I know.
I thought I was booted off.
No, you're still here. We're bringing everybody's involved. You can't get away from this. And then look who's back and returned. Ansley, welcome back.
Yay.
I'm so glad you're here. It's a full house here at Coded and Loaded. We're very excited. And today, we've got a really special episode. But before we get into that, Ansley.
Yes.
Where have you been?
I've been on maternity leave.
Okay. So you've been on maternity leave and you had a girl?
I did.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me your name?
Her name's Kirby.
Oh, that's precious.
It is indeed not Clegg.
Yeah.
Like from Mario.
I tried to tell Rebecca that the baby's name is Clegg. You haven't heard that?
Nope.
Yeah, really? Well, that's interesting.
That's because she was too busy watching Coded and Loaded while she was out on leave.
We've
You
been
watched
doing
every
Exactly what
episode,
I was
right?
doing on leave. Yep.
Okay.
Right now we have 21,000 people watching. So,
It's impressive
That's
to be able to
for the
tell that
World
without your watch.
That's for the World Cup.
oh, well,
Not for
stop
Coded and
telling my
Loaded.
secrets. Today we have a very special episode for you guys. We've got the wonderful Ed Noles, and Ed, thank you so much for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Rebecca, why don't you give us some background on Ed here?
Yeah, so Ed is our project manager for our mobile apps. He works on our product team and he oversees Driver Sidekick and several of our other mobile apps. So
Sure.
thanks for being here, Ed.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, super excited. You might see on your screen right now Ed's phone. You see Ed now, but you see the driver app up on the screen. So we have a little interactive demo as we go through this today. I'm going to hand it over to the people who asked the questions here and just sit here and look pretty since that's my job. But let's get into it.
Yeah, so Ed, let's start at the top. What is Driver Sidekick and what problem was it really built to solve for our drivers in our back-end office?
Yeah, Driver Sidekick, we saw an opportunity to improve collaboration between drivers and the back office. Communication, instead of looking at the driver as a steering wheel holder, inviting them to get all the load data, because often the driver is the last one to know, and they're the ones who need the information the most to execute a load. So Driver Sidekick was designed with that in mind. We'd like to cast the driver as the superhero, and Sidekick, the technology, is the faithful sidekick, right? In our comic book. And so we do that in a number of ways. We have this current assignment card, the blue block at the top of the screen, where drivers can see where they need to be next and when, and how far off that is and how to get there. So all of that information is contained in the current assignment card at the top. And then we also wanted to give all of the details that they need beyond that. So there's deep hooks and integrations in with Loadmaster. For example, if you go and request time off, this isn't just sending a message to your driver manager. This is literally creating a request that is in Loadmaster. That is a driver event that can help your driver manager, your fleet manager, do capacity planning. A driver can also submit an OS&D claim, start an OS&D claim, or capture important information from a motor accident. So they can use and leverage the power of Loadmaster in ways beyond just a document scan or a message.
Yeah, no, that's huge. I think that's so. I used to work in dispatch at a unspoken company, but I feel like all we ever did was print off trip sheets. It's
Right.
like, can I get trip sheet? Can you come in and get another trip sheet? Or you see a guy once a week. Yeah, you print out all my loads for me, and it's
Yeah, and
a
we
much more
offer.
feasible way to do that.
That's right, and we offer some really handy things as well. Drivers always like to know how many miles they went that year, and so literally, if I want to get a year-to-date report of all of my loaded and empty miles, as well as origin and destination, and hey, did I get paid for that load last Tuesday?
Yeah.
That information is at the driver's fingertips 24/7, and they can share it with a spouse. They can email it, print it, download it, etc. So super handy and always available without calling the back office and getting off the road.
Yeah, no kidding. What?
Am I asking? Or okay.
No, I thought he was about to say
Are
something.
you?
Oh
have
no,
some
I'm still in on
commentary?
the app. I'm still looking at that.
Okay.
I'm waiting on
I
you to
thought
ask the
you were-
next question.
Look, we're rusty. We've never had the dynamic.
I thought he was about to go. Okay, when you talk to customers or drivers, what is the most common pain point that you hear? How does Driver Sidekick help address those pain
Yeah,
points?
you know, I've been in this product for about 7 years, and it used to be drivers hate technology and they're worried about their privacy. And I'm not saying that those things are gone, but I think they've gotten used to it in the last 7 years. So it's less about, are you watching me or are you surveilling me? Because the truth is, the ELDs and the mobile comm tools of the world, they're already doing that. Their drivers are already being tracked. Some drivers have cameras in cab even, so the privacy concerns are on a different level today. But what we've seen, and I think where we've really moved with Driver Sidekick, was making all of those pain points more usable. So it used to be the driver had to kind of guess which mobile comm form do I fill out next. Am I getting the right one? Or, am I going through the right menu and choosing the right option? And we have really put usability at the forefront. So now with our Driver Sidekick, if I accept this load, I can move into my swipe to dispatch navigation, and it knows, the app tells me, hey, I'm expecting you to arrive shipper next. Rather than having the driver guess, the driver can simply just swipe to arrive. And then the next step is to send the data form. And oh, by the way, you're missing paperwork. We can see that in the missing document icon at the top right. So if I tap that, I can see that I'm missing a bill of lading. So, those are kind of the pain points that we've heard time and time again. Things like, my drivers never get their paperwork in on time, or they put it on the wrong load. So we do everything we can to communicate to the driver, like, hey, this load is missing this paperwork, and that's keeping you from getting paid and the company from getting paid.
Yeah, I like that. It's like it's a flow. It's not just a bunch of separate actions that you have to do to run a load.
That's exactly right.
It's
get hit.
extremely user friendly too, Ed, and I imagine you hear
Thanks.
that communication as well. Because someone who's not technical, I'm following this. I'm like, this is great, like from a UI standpoint.
She's relatively technical. She manages our EDI team.
That's-
So I wouldn't go as far as to call her not
Pretty
technical.
technical.
Let's not sell ourselves too short there.
Oh gosh. Okay, Ed. So from your perspective, how does Driver Sidekick improve communication between drivers and dispatch without adding the extra steps or friction?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of those places I can think of where we just see friction a lot is with messaging. I hear, and it makes me cry a little bit, but I hear all the time of, oh, I just text my drivers. I just text my driver their assignment. And that is convenient. And we're all used to texting. Everybody has, mobile devices and they're used to texting. But the problem is when you do that, the information that's communicated, the paper trail of all that information is no longer in the system, right? Mm-hmm. So we designed our chat-based messaging. You can see it here. All of the messages from the system or from your driver manager are on the left, and the app sends lots of messages as well. And then all the messages from the driver, including those forms, are on the right. So it looks like chat. It's no longer an email that you have to see the subject line and tap into it to mark it as read or delete it from your inbox. The newest stuff is on the bottom, just like chat. It just feels a lot more modern and usable, as you mentioned.
We saw that in Respond as well, just how presenting those mobile comm messages just in that format can help ease some of those communication concerns, because when you look at it in Classic especially, it's not as simple for someone who doesn't, I've used other I'm not sending messages all day. That's not my job, unfortunately. All I do is host Coded and Loaded. That's what I do here. But when you go in there, it's hard to realize, like, oh, this was the most recent message. These are the messages from my drivers, that kind of thing. Or in this case, I'd almost imagine a dispatcher leaves and a new one comes in. Jumping into the middle of that conversation can be very difficult. But with this interface, it's easy to get that context.
That's right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the new dispatcher jumping in, you can imagine it wouldn't be on his phone in his text with that driver.
Exactly.
So they can certainly seamlessly take over. So we've done a lot to make this as user friendly as possible.
It's really cool.
All right. So for fleets considering Driver Sidekick or transitioning from another mobile app, what advice would you give to help them set drivers up for success from day one?
Yeah, sure. Well, when I go out and I talk to customers and I start setting them up, the first question I always ask is, hey, do you have owner operators? And there's always a portion of the fleet that are owner operators. And the reason I ask that is because those owner operator drivers often have very different experience needs versus the company drivers. And we can configure Driver Sidekick to meet the needs of both. So we actually will often set up a user group, a permission group, and Loadmaster for the company drivers. And they might be set up with things like pay. We allow drivers to see both paid and pending settlements. It's a great thing for your company drivers. You might not want to show your owner operators that, especially if they're owner operator drivers who are subcontractors of a single owner. So that's an example. If drivers are paid by percentage, we have this handy dandy delivery receipt tool. So drivers who are paid by percentage can see the gross and calculate their pay that way. Again, something you wouldn't want to necessarily share with your company drivers.
Yeah, that's cool.
So the advantage is we can deliver a custom experience depending on those roles, and even all the way down to the individual driver if we need to.
Yeah. And is it just company or owner op, or other users set up different groups, or people kind of stick to that?
Those are the most common two, but we've seen really special snowflake circumstances where we had to get down to individual drivers and say let's disable that one feature for that one driver. Yeah.
I would imagine like the fleet even say, hey, this fleet can see this. That's cool.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Other things that we've done, we've heard. I was just on it. You see the flame icon at the top of this. That means there's a hot comment. So I can tap here and I can follow my pickup and leads to see that there's my hot comment. And that might be something like, hey, the dock closes at 3 on Fridays, or watch out for that dog at the gate at the guard shack, those kinds of things. And then we also had a driver point out in our ideas portal that it was really important to know when we have an actual appointment rather than just an early arrival and a late arrival. And so we have started flagging when an appointment is confirmed in the app and calling that out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned getting feedback. So it sounds like you guys are getting that input from the field. You're putting that into the app. How are you guys gathering that feedback?
Yeah, lots of ways. I mentioned our ideas portal. So right here in the app, you can tap share an app idea and it fires up our ideas portal, and drivers can add one here. We have a user conference session for ideas, every single user conference. Looking forward to that one in Nashville this year. We invite customers into our sprint demo. So every 2 weeks, I always ask, are there reports from the field, bug reports or feature requests, just so that we can make ourselves available and listen to those pieces of feedback.
That's awesome. Please come to the UC session. There's always a lot of feedback in that Driver Sidekick one, because I think it's a very hands-on tool, right? Like a lot of the software is limited to the back office, but so many people are using this. Dispatchers are getting feedback from their drivers on what should be in it. Like everybody's got an idea, but that's putting them right there in that ideas portal. Most of our products have an ideas portal like this, and it's the best way to get it to us because we're always monitoring it. It allows other people to go in and vote and say, hey, this is something I agree would be useful. But you can always just email us too. We're always open to feedback. We want any positive feedback.
Yeah, that's
not
exactly
negative.
right. And that portal allows you to vote as well.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
You can say negative too. That's fine.
One closing remark. I mean, I think about my time when I was an account relationship manager, my early days at McLeod. And, I just hear time and time again from our asset customers, just how important it is to take care of our drivers. And so much of our software, our Loadmaster, our PowerBroker, being really focused on the back end, the dispatchers, all that stuff. And this is really an app that is for the drivers, for the heart of all of our trucking. You know what
That's
I mean?
right. That's
and
right.
And I love that. And I love that we were able to put that on display and highlight how they can utilize this app.
For sure.
That's really cool.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Ed. I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming out and giving us the rundown. I'm going to send so many people to go watch this and be like, hey, you want to see a demo of the Sidekick app? Here's a great one. This is
Yeah.
super cool. All right, guys. I think that's all we had
Well,
on that.
actually,
Oh.
so with me coming back, we thought it would be, a little fun to change it up a little bit and add a segment.
A
So you
segment?
love to put people on the spot.
Okay.
So we're gonna put you on the spot. We're
Put
gonna
me-
do a price check, okay?
A price.
We're gonna see
Kind of like it.
How
Okay.
well you really
No pun
actually
intended.
know Taylor Swift.
Oh, I know everything about Taylor Swift. There's
Okay.
no-
Okay.
Put your money where your mouth
So,
is.
Which member of the Kennedy family did Taylor date?
Oh, it was a tragedy. And I think she only did it because of her infatuation with the Kennedy family as a whole. I think she was just trying to get closer to Connor Kennedy, is the one you're looking for. I don't think she was really interested in him. I think it's one of her darker periods where you might say, "Hey, Taylor, that was kind of messed up," but sometimes you just do things for the plot, you know.
Sadly, you're correct.
Yeah.
You missed
Yeah,
that one.
I can't believe.
Okay,
on.
we've got 3 more though.
Okay.
So, which album became the most awarded country album of all time after it got released?
Now that's a good one because it would have to be. There'd have to be Fearless, I would say. Is that wrong?
No, that's correct.
Yeah, because it was either it had to be a country album would either be Debut, which she was 16. I don't think it won all those awards, but it did win some. Fearless was her only other country album, which would have came out a few years after, and yeah, it went triple platinum, Grammys. It was through the roof.
Okay. Which folklore song is rumored to be about the children of Blake Lively?
Yeah, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Well, that would be Betty, who she named her daughter after, and then her son is also named James, who plays the anti-hero, no pun intended, that's another Taylor Swift reference, in that song, Betty. So actually both of her kids are referenced in that
Did
song.
you-
Can we pause? I told Ansley these questions were way too hard.
No,
I was thinking you were going to phone a friend. It was going to be Ed. It was going to be who you needed
no,
to.
this is what I do.
I'm humbled. All right, Ansley, we're going to have to.
Is there a fourth question?
There's a fourth question,
four, yeah.
but it,
Which album is the only one she wrote entirely by herself?
Ooh.
I do too.
Probably Reputation.
Nope.
No? What?
Speak Now.
Really?
Yep.
That's a good question. That was a good one. See, you got me. 75%. I'm
brain for
gonna
four.
lose sleep over that one now. That's devastating. All by herself.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to get into Swift history,
I
but
literally
I
asked
do.
AI to come up with the 4 hardest Taylor Swift questions that it could.
Yeah.
And you got 3 out of the 4 correct.
All right,
Yeah.
we're going to up our game for the next price check.
I love Price Check. That's a great name.
Yes.
But again, I love our new segment. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Coded and Loaded. We will be back in 3 weeks. The smartest people you know, back with another episode 21. In the meantime, get ready for UC. It's coming up. Just like Ed said, please go register. If you want those free tickets, please email to ansley.smith@mcleodsoftware.com and she can get those over to you ASAP. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a good rest of your day.